on Sunday against a really, really talented Villanova team, obviously one of the best teams in the entire country. It's going to be a big challenge for us. Obviously, they got us back at their place and earlier in January. So we'll get another opportunity to get Villanova back. Been happy for our guys. I think we're playing better. But we got to continue to see a lot of progress, taking care of the ball, continue to rely on our defense to keep us in games, to make us competitive. And I think our guys are starting to figure that out, and I think our guys are getting more comfortable down the end game situations, being able to execute on both sides of the ball, and trusting, honestly, to be able to execute our way out of trouble and not just play our way out of trouble. But we are excited to play against a really, really talented Villanova team.
In the first meeting, you talked about how you made the decision to switch on all ball screens, and that kind of left Zach Hankins, who got off to a great start, over on the bench. Have you given thought to maybe what you could do this time and how you could possibly approach them differently to maybe keep him on the floor if he's playing well?
Yeah, that was a big issue obviously in game one. I think our defense has gotten a lot better since then. Zach's gotten better even in ball screen situation. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to be even more aggressive than he was in game one. Can't be tentative with Villanova. If you're tentative, they're going to carve you up. They got really skilled players, and Coach Wright does a great job putting their players in positions where they can be really successful. But we're going to be working on obviously really hard today and tomorrow to get prepared for all their ball screens, because that's a big part of the game plan. So Zach can be on the floor.
One area you've improved, especially in the last couple games, is perimeter defense. And Villanova, a team that can go off and shoot a ton of threes. What kind of challenge is it to face Colin Gillespie again, Phil Booth, and to know that that's such a huge part of their game plan?
Yeah, it's not just one guy for Villanova. They have multiple guys, like you're saying. Like, Pascal's a perimeter guy too, as well. Obviously Gillespie, obviously Booth. I mean, they have multiple guys that can shoot it at a very, very, very high clip, and any of those guys on a given night are capable of going for 30, and they have this year. And that's what makes them such a dangerous team. So just having our guys, being there on the catch with high hands, not allowing them to get any rhythm on their shot. And they're still going to shoot them. They're going to go on their runs. They're Villanova. That's what they do. They did it even against Georgetown, even though they lost to Georgetown and at St. John's. They went on big runs in both those games. You got to be able to withstand those punches. You got to be able to throw your punch back, but you got to be there on the catch as much as possible. That's why everybody makes a big point of obviously the 3-point, how many shots they take from three, which they take a lot, but that also leads to guys going for shot fakes. And then all of a sudden you're giving up wide open layups at the rim. And that's why they shoot such a high 2-point field goal percentage. So we got to be disciplined. We want to be in short closeout situations, Shannon, as much as possible, to where we stay down on shot fakes. You're there on the catch with high hands and not having there's a big difference between having a 10-foot closeout and having a 4-foot closeout. That's a big difference at this level. So we got to try to create, short closeouts for our guys to put our guys in the best position on the ball.
You kind of get them a little wounded. 3 of the last 4 they've lost. Is there anything you see you guys can continue to exploit? Do you think it's more just a reflection of Big East play that they're losing these close games?
I think it's Big East play. I think there's just it's a every game anybody can win. I think that's night in, night out. Obviously they lost at St. John's on the road. They lost at Georgetown as well. Which are, again, two hard places to play. And Villanova is going to get everybody's best shot. They've been the premier team in our conference for the first 5 years, and they're going to get everybody's best shot. I know Cintas Center here on Sunday is going to be absolutely electric, and they got to get our best shot. But they're a really good team. You can't hope that they miss. You got to make them miss from 3, and then you got all the hustle plays. You think about Villanova is a pretty skilled team, which they are, but at the same time, man, they make all the hustle plays, the toughness plays, those 50-50 balls. There's a lot of long shots equal long rebounds, and we got to come up with those, and we did not in game 1, and I thought that really, really hurt us.
We were in this room, Travis, about 10 days ago. We were talking about just how much this team needed a win. And now you've won 3 in a row. How much different do you feel, maybe the team feel about itself after you put together a little streak like this?
I think there's obviously more confidence. Individually, some guys are playing really well right now, but also as a team, it's just like, once you see a shot go in, the rim looks bigger. It's the same thing. Once you win one, you kind of push through. I think our guys have a lot more confidence in each other, trust in each other, especially into game situations. But it's like I told our guys, I'm seeing more carryover from practice to the games. Whether it's defensively, offensively. We got to continue that. That's where it all starts. For us, is just the practice habits. You are your habits every day that you make in practice. So I've been proud of our guys to carry over.
So here you are with a 3-game winning streak, and Villanova coming here as defending national champions, top 20, top of the conference. Does this feel like the most impactful home game you've had this year? I know you've played Marquette, who was top 15 here, but kind of the way the situation sets up, it kind of feels like this might be the biggest home game this season.
Yeah, it's a big home game. I mean, there's no question about it. You don't want to shy away from that. I mean, it's they've been the premier, program in our league too. And we know that, and give Coach Wright and Villanova all the credit for that. They've got a heck of a program, but they got to get our best shot. They have to get our best shot, and we got to earn that right today in practice and Saturday. The preparation leading up, going to execute our defensive system and offensive system, and it's like I told you, do our absolute best. Be a great teammate, have fun, man. Go out there and compete, play loose. We should be a heck of an atmosphere. It'll be one that our guys will always remember for the rest of their lives.
Najee's last 4 games, 22, 23, 14, and 28. Any kind of switch that's been flipped with him? He's taken over 20 shots in 2 of those games. Did you say anything to him to tell him to be more aggressive, be more of a scorer, and kind of take this thing over a little bit? Yeah,
we needed him to. I meet with each of those guys after every game, and for Najee, I think it starts again. Coach, I've said this before a few times, but Ben Johnson's done a really good job on our staff of keeping him in the gym extra, keeping him confident in the shot. He's taken a lot more threes than he ever has before, but he's not second guessing himself. I thought earlier on in the year, didn't trust his jump shot. And when you don't trust your jump shot, then all of a sudden guys can close out 5 feet short. And you got to always be ready to catch and shoot, to be a threat. And now that's going to set up his drive. That'll allow him to get to the free throw line more. It'll set up the rest of his game. But he's shooting it really well right now. We need him to be aggressive. But again, the go-to guy for us is always going to be the open guy. But at the same time, he knows, for us to be a really good team, he's got to play at a high level. And he's capable of doing that. And I've been really proud of him to see all the extra time he's been spending in the gym is paying off.
I think I remember on the D.C. trip, I was talking to somebody, and I think that morning, the morning of that game, you actually gave the guys a little bit of a kind of history lesson about a previous Xavier team. And I was wondering, what did you tell them about that team and kind of that point in the year, and maybe how they've listened? Maybe it didn't kick in that night, but maybe it's starting to.
Yeah, we talked about the run, obviously, back in been 2003, 2004, right? When I think Xavier was basically 500. And I was a fan at the time. My brother was on staff, and I actually came to several of the games. And I remember going to the Atlantic 10 tournament that was held up at Dayton, up at UD Arena, and Xavier had to win it to get in. But they went on that streak, and just staying positive, and you get to write your own story, regardless of what anybody says on the outside, all the negativity. We could change it. We got to own that, and that's what that team did. 03-04, and obviously went on the run, made it all the way to the Elite Eight, beat St. Joe's undefeated in the Atlantic 10 tournament that year, beat Dayton on their home court for the championship game. But again, but those guys I thought really bought in. I'll never forget, because I was in a lot of their meetings and stuff just as like a fly on the wall during that run, during the NCAA tournament and A-10 tournament. And it's like I told our guys, we have enough talent in here. We got to believe. We have to take ownership of our defense. Our defense was horrible at that point, and it was that night as well in the second half against Georgetown. But focus on the things that we can control. You never know. Crazier things have happened in college basketball, trust me. And it's just about taking it one game at a time, one day at a time. And been really proud of our guys kind of responding there. They could have easily laid down. A lot of people would lay down, but again, true test of a man is how you respond to adversity, and I think our guys have responded in the right way.
Are you a big uniform guy? And I ask that because it's retro uniforms on Sunday.
I let Mario deal with that more than me. I could really care less what we wear. But the fans do. They love that stuff. Again, our guys love that stuff, obviously. I have no idea what I know we're wearing a retro uniform. I do know that. Mario keeps it very top secret, so he's got them somewhere hidden back and probably somewhere in his office, maybe at his house, Shannon. I don't know.
Do you think you'd ever wear a running man tie?
A running man tie? It's a good question. I tell you what, maybe. It might be a good look.
Maybe on Sunday?
It could be. It could be a good look. You trying to tell me that's what I need to wear, Shannon? You think I should wear that? Okay. I like it. I'm not very good with style, Shannon, so I need help. All the help I can get.
Kind of piggyback off Adam, Travis. He talked about the 04 run. You were here 2 years ago as an assistant when they had the 6-game losing streak and went to Elite Eight. Have you found any correlations between the 3-game run and what you saw then? Have you told guys kind of the comparisons on that? I know you had Malcolm come in and talk. Yeah,
it was funny. We had Trayvon was here too. Kaiser was here. Kaiser Gates was here as well during their break of their season. A little bit. During that, a couple years ago when we went through that 6-game losing streak there in February. Obviously everybody was killing our team, and rightfully so. We were struggling. We had some injuries obviously as well. With Trayvon was out for a few games there, and obviously we were still trying to figure out how to play without Edmund Sumner, who had torn his ACL. But I think our guys, and we tried to pull out, I shouldn't say every gimmick in the book, but we tried to keep our guys positive, because we knew we still could make the tournament if we could just get one of those games, and it got to the point where we had finished off, we're playing, DePaul, and it was a weird game. It was an odd game. A lot of fans may forget that. Like, it was close. And I don't think our guys fully believed that we could win that game, even during that moment. And then when we'd finally pushed through, then it opened the floodgates. And I thought the confidence level of our team, kind of figuring out who we were, who we needed to play through on the offensive end. We played through Trayvon. His usage rate skyrocketed during that run, during the Big East tournament and during the NCAA tournament as well. But it helped our guys really come together. And that togetherness is built, because it is a little bit, we came up with a motto, and this was way before the season, just us. Because a lot of people didn't believe in our team before the season started. And it's like I told those guys, just the same motto you guys chose. I let them choose it. I want them to own that. It is just us, and let's stick together. Let's become stronger. Because teams that go through adversity end up being a lot better because of it. Like I look back even to the year we were a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. The year before, I get all these years mixed together. I've been here so long, but we were a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. We lost to Wisconsin that year. If you look at our Big East games, every game we won by double digits. We were never in a close game ever. Even the game we lost at Villanova when Edmund got hurt that year. We either got beat big or we won real big, and we never really hit any adversity that season. And then we're thrown into the moment against Wisconsin, where it was a tight game. The game got close. Our team wasn't used to being in that situation. And so I do think, the adversity that you go through can really help you with that togetherness and being in those close game situations, which could really bode well for us kind of moving down the stretch here.
Travis, your team is using the bounce pass. It seems a lot more intricate inside passing. Is Villanova the inspiration for that stuff?
Like we've been working a lot of ball screen offense. And I think, and it's what, obviously Villanova is one of the more fundamental teams in the entire country. They take care of the ball. You think of Villanova, you think about them landing on 2 feet, bounce passes, a finishing pass, shot fakes, different things like that. And you think about basketball, it's not necessarily that plays win games, it's the fundamentals. So we've been, recently, we're going about 45 minutes of skill work every single day. Whether it's footwork, whether it's passing, jump stopping, pivoting, ball screen offense, drive and kick situations. We're trying to help our guys with decision making, because we still got a lot of room to improve in that area, obviously. But I have seen some growth watching film in our guys over the last 2 weeks in those areas. But bounce pass, we always say it like in every drill that we do, is a finishing pass. A lot of times air passes get deflected. Now, if you're throwing it up to Zach Hankins, you're probably going to throw it. Sometimes you're going to throw it way up in the rim where nobody else can get it. If you're throwing bounce pass it to me, Andy, it's probably going to be you may roll the ball, right? Because I'm a little small, a little shorter, and I can't jump. But the bounce pass is a really effective way to be able to set up a score around the rim.
Villanova, they have a habit, I'm sure it's taught, to get those long rebounds offensively and then recycle the shot clock, kick it out. Is there anything you can do, knowing they play that way, to stop that? Like Hart, Bridges, those guys were always expert at it.
They fly in there. Jay Wright, obviously, they emphasize it every single day, getting guys, because they take a lot of threes, obviously, and like you said, long shots equal long rebounds, and their guys fly in. You cannot ball watch. It's part of discipline. You cannot ball watch. Ball goes up, a lot of tendency for guys just kind of to watch the ball, or they start going into the paint. you know, because that's what a lot of coaches want. Hey, they want guys, hey, you know, guards, get in there and rebound, get in there and rebound. Well, Villanova's a little different. Like, they are going to run in, and then every time they get a defensive or offensive rebound, you're right, it seems like they get those back-breaking threes, which they got like 3 or 4 of them against us at Villanova. Colin Gillespie had a couple big ones for him. Off those kind of broken plays, and you know, we got to go hit them. We got to go to their body, hit them, and then go get the ball. You can't turn and just go get the ball against Villanova.
Are they more zonable this year? I mean, they got a lot of firepower, obviously, but it was death to zone them previously. Yeah,
I mean, obviously they've always had, you know, they've had some tremendous players there. I think you could zone them a little bit here and there to give them a different look, for sure. You know, we still want to be, you know, predominantly a man-to-man defensive team. I want that to be our identity and how we play. But we're definitely going to mix in some zone against Villanova. And you got to know where their shooters are, whether it's Phil Booth, and then a lot of times they put Pascal right at the high post, which is a problem. I mean, he is an elite level player. He'll be in the NBA here very soon, and he can really operate out of there, drive, shots, and that's what makes their zone offense so difficult to guard. Is honestly, it's him at that high post. Thanks, guys.